ready? Rolling. Alright, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. The honors, the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you brothers that are pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Alright? We're going to go in on a little topic. We're going to speak about the folly of America. Alright? And how people are being consumed constantly with this madness that's out here. And the day of the Lord is going to come upon them as a thief in the night. Because people are distracted. Alright? And that's nothing, that's all that goes on in America. Like what is it, Proverbs 10:6, Ecclesiastes 10:6.
I got it right here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich set in low place.
Yeah, in America they esteem folly in great dignity. Alright, everything that you see on television, alright, is geared towards making people accept the agenda that they're pushing, whether it be subliminally or not unsubliminal. People are set up to be distracted by these different events and entertainment and stuff like that, while the top elites are pushing for their new world order, the mark of the beast, the chip. All right, they're bringing in a more totalitarian society. It's growing up around the people, while the people are consumed in mirth and folly. All right. Yeah, bring that other precept out to 15. Proverbs 15.
Oh, this is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 21. It says, "Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom."
Yeah, because the majority of American people are destitute of wisdom. If you're not into this knowledge, all right, the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you're destitute of wisdom. So folly would be a joy unto him that's destitute of wisdom. And how do you get the wisdom in the scriptures? But so many people these days deny the scriptures. So they become entrenched in this folly that's out here.
Yeah. If I may add, the word destitute is chashar, I believe it is. And it says, in need of, lacking, needy, and want of. You know, they in need of wisdom. You know, they're void of it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because, if they had wisdom, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be taking place. All right, you got homosexuality, you got bestiality. I was watching some videos on Black Best War, and you see videos of when people committed adultery in other countries. They take them out and beat them, they kill them. When people would molest little children, they kill them. But in America, they uphold that. You got LGBTQ, pedophile, P, man-boy love association, and so on and so forth.
This is Ephesians 5:15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." You got folly. Folly is everywhere, like the brother was going into. So for the brothers in the know, it says, "See then that you walk circumspectly." Seeing everything. Being on point pretty much. And you says, but not as fools, but as wise. And how do you become wise? By the scriptures. Having the wisdom.
Get that in I think it's Sirach 39. It's Sirach 38 or 39. It's occupied the prophecy. You say redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, so a lot of your time that you spend in this truth, you're going to spend giving to reading, all right, meditating on the word.
Right, and the brother said, get Sirach, Proverbs, Wisdom of Solomon. Those are the books that you get wisdom. Those are books of instruction.
Yeah, because these men had experience.
Yeah.
They had experience in dealing with certain situations. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. So these prophets, they wrote down their wisdom that they had in those times, and it was laid out for us to have.
This is Sirach chapter 38 verse 24. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise."
Yeah, he that have little business shall become wise. Because if you have a little bit of things on your plate, and you can, read scriptures more, all right, you can, do more videos, you'll become more wiser because you're putting your time into the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Get a 38 where it says, he that occupied the prophecies, he that giveth his mind to the meditation thereof. It's at the beginning, it'll be 37, 38, and 39.
Okay. This is Sirach chapter 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Yeah, seeking out the wisdom of all the ancients. That's what it said. You go into Sirach, you go into Proverbs, King Solomon. That's part of you seeking out the wisdom of all the ancients. All right. That's how we know about Folly, and then we see what's going on out here in the streets of America. All this Instagram and Twitter madness. All right. Everybody quick to they quick to get angry on certain issues because they don't have wisdom. Like just like it was a big deal yesterday when Trump disinvited the Eagles to the White House. Everybody's up in arms. Edomites write comments on the comment board. But that to us, man, that's just nothing but folly. People's mind are geared to these different talking points that they put on the TV, and basically Esau knows how to control people's anger, man. Esau knows how to stir the people up, man. That's why a lot of people are going to die when all hell breaks loose, because they're going to be stirred up at the command of Esau, man, and his sorceries when these race wars jump off. They're not going to react with wisdom.
Isaiah 33:6, it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. God, so like the brother was going into, when that day comes, and you got the mass amount of people, react in a certain way due to them lacking wisdom. The men of the Lord are going to, seek the Lord, and it says the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Yeah.
Because the beginning, the foundation, the core is fearing the Lord, and faith, having faith in it.
God, I got you. Real quick. This is Sirach 1:14. It says, "To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom,
That's right.
and it is created with the faithful in the womb."
That goes into predestination, man. And the elect is going to receive it and get it, and of course it's going to be martyrs and men that die for the name of the Lord, that die honorable deaths. But then there's going to be a select amount of men that's going to survive, and it's going to use the wisdom and knowledge that we obtained over these over the days and months and years that we've been in the truth, and we're going to apply those things when the time comes. So, the mass amount of people are going to react emotionally, are not going to understand when all of these things are taking place, because what didn't they do? They didn't hearken unto the words of the Lord when the prophets were on the scene, letting them know. So the Lord's going to be justified in doing what he does.
Yeah, the brother's right. The brother's completely right. You got a Sirach, Ecclesiastes 1:17. You bring out what you got,
If you got what you got.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 17. It says, "Therefore I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to bring that out because when you see these things, that they're vexation of spirit. Like certain things that you see on the internet, it's vexation of spirit. It's vanity. It's emptiness, man.
And then you see, because the mass amount of people, like you were saying, that within the social media and folly is set with great dignity. People laughing and shit, but all in all, we have laughs, and I want to bring the scripture out. This is Proverbs 14:13. It says, "Even in laughter the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness." And that's going to be, I mean, of course, you know, man, brothers, we laugh at certain things, man. We see certain things, but all in all, what is the end of it? Because it's like the scripture we just brought out, all is vanity, man. And that's the same with these individuals that are living in this world, because they laugh at certain things, you know. They tell you Folly is setting great dignity, so they laughing at certain things, but at the end of that laughter, where you at? Where's life at? You know? And that's going and that's going to be the end all and be all, because they're going to be in that state. And when judgment comes, what's the end of that? Is the end of that mirth is heaviness. The judgment is going to be heavy, you know, after the laughter, after the folly, after all the bullshit that's being done.
I got something real quick. This is Baruch 2 and 23. It says, I will cause to cease out of the cities of Judah and from without Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of joy, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, and the whole land shall be desolate of inhabitants. And so that happened before. Our people were in a state of mirth, in a state of joy. And it came a time after the state of mirth and joy that the Lord took that joy and mirth away from the people and left nothing but desolation. You know, so these things happened before. Wisdom tell us, you know, that these things happened before, you know, and they're going to happen again in these times. The Lord is going to take the mirth out of. Ain't nobody going to be looking to go to a basketball game or a football game. And if they do, they're not going to really be able to enjoy it, because they're going to be worrying about their family members, you know, worried about their loved ones.
Yeah, because if I made it, the blinding is coming off of these people's eyes. You know, America is no longer looking to entertain them anymore. You know, so they're not going to be looked to be entertained. They're going to be upset. And they're gonna act out of character.
Yeah, because while they were being entertained, the government was passing different laws and different legislations, taxing the hell out of them, putting burdens on them.
Right, and they're gonna be able to see that now. And they're gonna be like, damn, why is it like this? And then they're gonna start looking into it and seeing that it's always been like this whole time.
Yeah, it's gonna be too late.
They shall not regard their prince,
their kings and princes.
Right, and their anger gonna lead to their destruction. You know, and this Sirach 1 and 22 says, a furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. You see, and that's going to be the 2/3, and the rest of these the heathens. It says, a patient man will hear for a time, and afterwards joy shall spring up unto him. He will hide his words for a time, and in the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. You know. Because ultimately, that's the men of the Lord. Our wisdom is going to be declared. You know, the wisdom that the Most High has trusted us with. You know, the faithful men that been out there proclaiming this truth. You know, and proclaiming and prophesying the downfall of America. So once these people see it, you know, that their fury is going to lead to their destruction. You know.
That's beautiful, man. That's the work of the Heavenly Father. You know, Jake, the Lord blinded Jake. That's why you have all these vanities and folly out here, so that the Lord can keep Jake blinded until the destruction comes. And then when Yahweh Shai seen, they ain't gonna have no choice but they acknowledge, damn, we fucked up. We denied Yahweh Shai. And then they're gonna die. And then they're gonna come back in the kingdom.
They're gonna mourn when all the tribes are mourn when they see him.
Then when they see the body. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 24, start at verse 30, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven to the earth, to the other.
And that's going in when Yahweh Shai come back, and how the nations are going to mourn, the tribes of the earth are going to mourn. And that's just giving you a synopsis of how Yahweh Shai, the angels, going to come back. All right, it's going to make the people mourn. It's going to make them afraid. And that day, it's not going to be about folly. People are not going to be able to find folly. That reality is going to set in. All right, reality is setting in upon America. I'm glad Trump is in office. Donald Trump, man. You know, because these Edomites, they're proud. The scriptures say that pride goes before destruction.
You got it?
You know.
This is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall.
And a haughty spirit before a fall. So you're going to have Trump talking all this madness. You're going to have these Edomites on the comment board talking all this madness. All right? Even our people, man, talking madness, man.
Yeah.
But a haughty spirit before a fall, man. Because when these things take place, when this martial law comes, all right, when these pestilence comes, all right, you see what happened over there in Guatemala with the volcano, man. And they said it's like 200 people missing, 75 people dead. When that smoke was coming down off of that volcano, people wasn't laughing then, people wasn't partying.
You see, it's a lot. Like they had visuals of it, man. The Lord's terrible, man. They was family. You see little kids buried underneath ashes. You can see them, the shape of their body. Father face down in the thing. One child to the left, another to the right, and then another body behind it.
People lost families down there. I lost my whole family. That's what this woman said. You know? So it's not folly then, but these people are complying, man. They don't see what's coming, man. You got no precept?
Yeah. This is and continuing in Matthew 24. It's Matthew 24 down to verse 37. It says, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
So there's nothing new under the sun. The same thing that happened back during the time of Noah, the wickedness grew, the Heavenly Father couldn't take it no more, had the people blinded, they didn't listen to Noah, they was eating and drinking, like the scripture said, giving into marriage, they were planning futures for them and their family. Well, that's the same thing that's going to take place now, man. You got people talking about what we going to do in 2020, 2025, man. Alright? How we going to have making business plans and all types of stuff, man. But little do they know that this society is going to come to an end. We're coming to an end of an age, man. Alright, the end of Esau's rulership. And before his rulership goes down, millions of people have to die. You know? Y'all got any last scriptures?
Come. I got one right here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 1. It says, and he answered me saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
Yeah, the Most High made this world for many. That's why you see billions of people out here, alright, in these different countries, but the world to come for few. So it's going to be a mass sweep, alright? Mass death is going to come to the planet Earth. Pursuing Jeremiah, the 25th chapter, I believe. It said there's going to be bodies from one end of the earth to another end of the earth. They shall be like dung. There's going to be so many dead bodies that people are not going to be able to bury them. All right, vultures, the flies. They're going to feast on them dead bodies, man.
The fowls shall have a great feast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once the people start to see that, they're going to, like what the brother was just saying, say somebody come across this video, and they're going to be like, okay, damn, that's crazy. But then they're going to go on about their married life. They're not going to actually hearken and change their ways and seek the Lord and do what's well pleasing unto Him. So when that happens, they're going to think about that, and then they're going to know these words are true, and they're going to know that death is coming. And then they're going to be trying to kill themselves. They're going to be trying to do all types of shit. And the scriptures say that people shall seek death and not find it. All hell is about to break loose out here, and nobody, and these people don't want to take it serious.
It seems like as if these people don't care, man, until it comes, man. One thing I remember my pop said, he said it doesn't matter until it matters. That's one thing he said. I remember him saying that. It doesn't matter until it matters, man. But then when it matters, it will be too late for a lot of people. That's why the scriptures say a prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. a lot of simpletons back during the time of Noah, before the flood. They passed on. Noah, man, ain't no rain coming from the sky. You know, skeptics made mockery for 100-some years, man. You know, and then it finally came, man. And then what happened? They just had to accept their death, man, their demise. And they became a part of the prophecies, man. It's like the same thing's going to take place in these times, man. In these coming days. Race wars are coming. All right, there's going to be clashes, man, out here with the people, man. In certain sections of the earth, certain sections of America. All right, you're going to have Edomites fighting Edomites. You know?
With them, those
militias,
militias down south. Oh, yeah, they not giving up
neo-Nazi
them
groups,
guns.
you know, right-wingers, you know, what is it they call them, libertarians or whatever, you know, constitutionalists, you know, they're gonna be fighting up against the government. Jake will be fighting for food, for cans of peas, man. You know, stuff that you take for granted on a day-to-day basis is going to become so precious to people, man. So while these people were in their folly, you know, basically taking things for granted, you know, it's going to come a time where those things that we took for granted are going to become precious to you. You know, on the last few scriptures that y'all got.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
You see, people going to be looking at Esau to say, hey, peace and safety is here. We have established order again. But then that's when sudden destruction is going to come upon them. You know? That's like the scripture say, like a woman in travail. Alright? So with that, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers pushing the word sincerely.
Shalom, shalom.